Hello there, I'm John Tanner. I'm Editor-in-Chief for Telecom Asia. We're here on the sidelines of LTE Asia here in Singapore. And joining me this afternoon is Navin Vohra. He's the Vice President of Wireless Sales for APAC in India at CommScope. Navin, thank you very much for joining us. When CommScope talks about network modernization, it seems you're talking about more than just simply upgrading networks to LTE. So what exactly do you mean by network modernization and what's driving the need for it?
So the network modernization, as new technologies come into the market and as the user demands change, there's a need for the operators to put these new solutions to take care of those needs and those new technologies. Now in many countries, the new technology is actually LTE, and so it's become kind of, LTE being implemented as network modernization. However, there are a number of other countries where there is 2G and 3G upgrades still happening, and even there we see network modernization. The network modernization there is more with newer technologies like remote radio units. So there is to be efficient ways of delivering power and fiber, the power and the signal to the remote radio unit, and so that encompasses network modernization.
Now, LTE requires operators to look at small cells as well as the traditional macro cells. So what additional challenges does that create in terms of network modernization?
So there are a few things that we need to look into. The macro sites is becoming increasingly difficult to acquire. There are all kinds of zoning restrictions. In dense urban areas, it is becoming even more difficult actually to get newer sites. Plus, nobody wants to look out of the window and see a telecom tower over there. Okay, so while for the operator, the best way to move forward in terms of solving the capacity problems and the coverage problems is to add new sites, it is becoming increasingly difficult to get macro sites. So the solution then lies in adding the small cells or the metro cells, as we call them, to solve this problem. The reason the metro cells are becoming so popular is because they can be inconspicuously dovetailed into the network, right? So there's no visible tower there as such, right? So we have a number of solutions for the operators for this.
So what other considerations do operators need to make when modernizing their networks to LTE?
We have been talking about the interference for a long period of time, and there's a real valid reason we have been doing that. It's been observed that while 3G networks, you can have some level of interference, in the 4G LTE networks, interference is absolute no-no, right? In fact, there are some studies that have revealed that a dB degradation in the uplink sensitivity reduces the cell size by 11%. So that's a huge loss in your coverage by just 1 dB of uplink sensitivity degradation. So we have a number of solutions for the operators to help them erode this interference, some PIM solutions that we bring to the market.
What are some of the innovative ways for operators to successfully modernize their networks?
So the speed of implementing a network could be one of the innovative ways that the operator can modernize the network. We have come up with the Site Rise solution, which is the world's first prefabricated tower top. This is extremely flexible solution for the operators. It is going to be consistent across all the sites. It has a high quality. It solves a lot of logistics problems for the operators, and so the operators can roll out the network in a consistent manner quickly and go to market quickly. We also have come up with the Site Rise standard interface, which is a plug and play solution for the operators to implement multiple techniques. It's actually a new way for connecting the remote radio unit to the antenna, and that allows the operators to deploy newer technologies, newer spectrum in a more innovative fashion.
Well, we're running short on time, so I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. But Navin Vohra from CommScope, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, John.